So now what we're doing here is this is going to simulate what we were doing yesterday at the end of the road. We're going to work on our transitions all the way back down to the end of the road where we were yesterday, okay? Because we don't want to leave that alone. We don't want to just get out here and lope them. Horses get good at what they practice. So if all you do is just go lope along, they get good at loping. If all you do is bend them and flex them, they get good at bending and flexing. So we don't just want one or the other, we really want both, okay? So I'm gonna trot him all the way out this driveway here, and then I'm gonna start working on my draw to a stop, okay? I'm gonna do some at the walk, the trot, and then we're gonna transition into the canter today as well, okay? We're in good shape there. So I'm gonna stop him. So for draw to a stop, we kind of sit as we pull. We don't sit before we pull. Because we're trying to teach Stash, hey, when you feel me take the slack out of the reins, stop to that rein pressure, okay? So there's a lot of different ways to stop a horse. No way's more right or wrong than the others, okay? But you want options. You never can have too good of brakes on a horse. There we go. So today, he's pretty close to being ready. I'm kind of staying here and using my feet a little bit. If he's a little stuck and I feel like he's just kind of hanging on my hands, I'll use my feet on his belly, roll my spurs on his belly a little bit until he gets off of that, okay? Again, this colt's a little further along, so we don't necessarily have to just sort of sit and wait. Think of that almost like the do it now stage. Asking with my hands, telling with my feet. That was a little bit better. There, he got soft. This little flex here, little stop and a little extra pause before you just go off again. This time I'm gonna walk him off and we're gonna start adding in the backup, okay? Now when we add the draw to a stop and we add the backup, what we're gonna do is even if the horse is a little heavy, even if Stash gets a little heavy on my hands in the stop, I'm not gonna try to just sit there and wait till he softens. I'm gonna soften him in the backup, okay? So it doesn't necessarily matter at this stage when I first pick up. Yeah, I would like him to be soft. Let's not just get this confused, okay? But what I really care about is I don't turn loose till he gets soft. That's what I really care about. Now, I kind of love that. I kind of just shook my hand down that rein a little bit, and he said, hey, that means stop, doesn't it? There. So sometimes you're gonna see me, sometimes I'll back up 4 or 5 steps. Sometimes I might back up more. The only reason you're gonna see me back up more or less, it all depends on when does he soften vertically to me. If he softens vertically very quickly, then I'll stop backing him after 4 or 5 steps, okay? If it takes him, 15 steps to soften to me, then I'll back him 15 steps. There he goes. Good. One thing I like about Stash today, better than yesterday when we first started our vertical, is when we first kind of added the vertical, he really kind of wanted to almost run backwards away from my hands a little bit. He's a little bit worried about me. So today, I'm having to use a little bit of leg, and this is where this horse training thing can get a little tricky at times. I don't want to have to use my leg, but I want him to let me, if that makes any kind of sense, okay? If he's so worried that he's kind of flying backwards, and I can never put much rein on, never put much leg on, that's not really what I want either. There, okay? I want him doing it because he knows what to do and he's confident, not because he's frightening me, okay? We're gonna go do a couple of these at the lope now, okay? We started adding this in on the circle. Now we're just doing the same thing out of our straight line. So right here, we're gonna pick up. There we go. Back him up. There. Wait till he gets soft. There. I hope you can see when we pick up on his face that we're not dragging him into the ground. It's not called jerk him to a stop. You get what I'm saying? Okay. It's draw to a stop. Draw implies what? Draw the slack out of those reins. Don't snatch him. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you might not have to pull a little harder at times. That was much better. That time he stuck his butt in the ground right away. There we go. There. There. till he gets soft. So when we continue to sit in that stop position, that's his sort of how does he know I want him to back up or just stand there? If I want him just to stop and soften, I'm gonna stop him and then just sit up straight right away. If I want him to stop and back up, I'm gonna continue to sit in that stop position, and if necessary, use my legs to drive him back. Now, something that's really important here, this is important on any colt, but especially a filly colt, okay, is I wanna let him totally get stopped and then ask him to back up. I don't wanna start like ramming and framming and kicking him and trying to make him like run backwards. You'll hear Clinton talk a lot about you wanna feel like that horse's tail's getting pulled on in reverse by a tow truck, okay? We're gonna let this car get past us, and then we're gonna get back to cantering here in a minute. There we go. There. And I'm gonna draw him to a stop right there. There we go. That's it. I'm kind of thumping him a little there with my right foot, and then I sit back up straight again. There we go. That's how he is gonna learn the difference, okay? One thing you'll notice, even though you're gonna see us make a lot of progress, okay, and progress quite a bit faster. We've already progressed faster than what we normally would have just being in the arena, okay? Even though we're progressing quickly, you're gonna notice we're still very methodical about this, okay? It's not like we just come out here and we throw things at him because we think it's gonna look good on the camera. When he kind of says he's ready for something, we just keep advancing him. There we go. I'm much happier with this colt today. He's a lot more willing to take his time. That extra bit of road did him a lot of good. There you go. That's a good boy. There we go. Sit back up straight, hand down. He was kind of anticipating flexing to the right, so I flex him to the left. Okay. I'm gonna go a little further down the road here. I don't know if you can notice this time around, he's a lot slower going out. He's much more relaxed going out. There we go. Much better. Yeah, see, I like that lope right there. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? Even though he's gonna be a performance horse, hopefully, in his career, that's the plan for him. Even though we have plans for him to be a performance horse, okay, I still want him. That's a good boy. There. I still want him to lope around like my mother's gonna get on him, okay? Like I'm gonna put my grandmother on him. That's really important to us, okay? So we're gonna let him walk here a little bit. So I'm just mixing these transitions up a little bit. I don't wanna be overly predictable. One thing you'll find, especially when you're doing this, 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time, what you'll start finding is they get kind of switched on to, you're only gonna do them at the walk now, and then you're gonna spend 5 minutes at the trot, then you're gonna spend 5 minutes at the canter, okay? And what you'll find is, let's say you start doing them at the trot, you'll go to just gently squeeze them and it'll immediately just trot off like, oh, we're trotting now, right? Oh, we're cantering now, right? I don't want that. I want a horse that's listening to me, not on autopilot, listening to me. So right here, I kind of feel like he's rambling forward a little bit right there and building a little bit of speed. So I just check in and say, hey, you listening? Check in with me, please. Stay switched on to me. There we go. So Clinton brought up a really good point when we were working back there, sort of at home base, if you will. He brought up a great point of, you gotta kind of be an opportunist out here, meaning every day we ride a horse, and I say we, me, Clinton, Kristen, Diego, any of us, whenever we ride a horse, I always have a plan in mind. I don't ever want to ride just aimless. That's a good boy. Okay. So I've always got a plan of what do I want to get accomplished with a horse. Okay. But sometimes I come outside, or anywhere, it doesn't have to be outside, it could be in the arena, and things just don't go according to my plan. Maybe they're a little hot that day and they're a little anxious and I need to go do more transitions than what I had in mind. Or maybe I wanted to work on more vertical, but they feel more stiff laterally. So I'll go do more lateral flexion that day. Okay? I love the way Clinton's mentor Ian Francis says it. He said, turn a negative into a positive. Rather, that used to really frustrate me because I'd get out and I'd start doing something and I'm like, dang, I want to do it the way I want to do it. Why won't you just cooperate with my plan? Okay? Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? A neat little opportunity presented itself today to do this. Let's do that instead. No problem. Okay? All horses learn at their own pace. They all have their own personalities and they all come out a little different every day. Some days they're a little grumpy, got a little attitude, and you may need to thump on them a little bit. Other days, they might be feeling a little fresh and energetic. Other days, they might be a little fractious and a little bit nervous about you. Part of being a horseman is being a thinking horseman. You gotta read the horse you're riding, okay? Something I tell all my clinic participants on a regular basis, I say this every weekend, I said, okay, I can literally teach anybody to swing the stick and string and point with the rope. Anybody can learn that, okay? But it takes a horseman or a horsewoman, okay, with some feel and timing to start reading the horse. The reading the horse is the hard part, okay? The exercises are just a means to an end. Reading the horse, what it needs, how much pressure, okay, how much pressure to put on them, that's feel, isn't it? Then there's timing. When do I release that pressure? Okay, do I want to release the pressure when Stash is pulling on me? Like right there, if he's pulling on me a little bit, I don't want to release to that, but there, I want to release to that. When he's soft and he gives. See him kind of walking off just then? So I might flex him a couple more times. He's sort of anticipating. He's sort of gotten figured out that Jeff does 2 flexes each way and then he goes off again. Okay, so I'll fool him a little bit. Okay, so one more time, we're gonna, there, good. That's a good place to end that draw to a stop. Now I'm gonna start working a little bit on my shoulder in, shoulder out, okay? And see if I made any progress from yesterday. We're gonna start off at the walk, and if I feel like he's ready for it, we'll progress to the trot, okay? But if he's not, we'll stay another day at the walk, okay? So, pick up. I need him to go forward a little more there. That's a good boy, okay? Right off the bat today, I'll tell you what I like about that one. Now, albeit this was his better side, what I like about that right off the bat, he's already got more bend and shape in that neck, okay? We're really making it a point to show you with this colt, you know, kind of how we advance something. Because I think sometimes people get the impression when we're riding them out like this, oh, that's just for colts like the colt Kristen's riding. It's only got 4, 5, 6 rides on it, okay? That's just for really, really green colts. But once those colts are advancing, you don't need to be riding them on the road anymore. Every now and then I'll get a customer that I'm taking an academy course for, okay? A 6-week training horse, and I'll talk about riding them outside. And sometimes people will say, listen, I don't want you to just trail ride him for 6 weeks. And I have to really explain to them, hey, our idea of trail riding and trail riding are very, very different things, okay? When we're riding a horse on the trail, we're doing what I'm doing now. I'm training him on the trail. I don't just want to sit on him and ride him, okay? If I had to just get on one every day and sit on it and ride it and not do anything, don't touch its face, don't do anything to it, I think that would just drive me crazy, okay? That's part of the fun to me of riding a horse, is getting them better and seeing them improve. And he kind of trotted off just then, so I'm going to pull him around. We're going to get a little stricter about that today, okay? Whenever he trots off like that now, we're going to get a little bit more in his face and say, hey, come on now, where are you going? Nobody's squeezing. So I let him walk a little bit until he kind of stops wiggling. And now right here, squeeze forward, there. right there. I'm just gonna stay there in that circle. We kind of ran out of road just then, okay? So there's a couple things you can do. You can either kind of do what I just did and you turn that little bit of a circle. And then why do I even turn a circle right there? Because he hadn't really given to the bridle. He hadn't really softened to that. There. That time he softened right away. So let's think this through. You notice a couple times when I've asked him to move off my leg, he's kind of trotted off on his own. So he's already kind of giving me the green light saying, hey, Jeff, if you want to do this at the trot, let's go ahead. Okay, so let's go back to the original side and let's try to get a couple of these at the trot. Okay, so what there? That's it. Trot him off. Okay, I'm just going to slowly make my way back to this side of the road. Now right here, I'm going to pick up, push with my right leg. There we go. There we go. So this side's quite a bit more responsive than my left side. The left side, sometimes he gets a little stuck. Sometimes he kind of thinks I want him to do like a draw to a stop. There we go. Get a little bit too much turn on that one. I'm not overly concerned about a little too much turn, okay? Because pretty quick, we're gonna start counterbending Stash. And counterbending basically is shoulder in, shoulder out with too much turn, right? So as he gets a little bit more broke, we just sort of let him start heading in that direction, okay? Get to the bottom here. Now I'm gonna pick up on him. I'm gonna sit to the trot, left leg, that's a good boy. There. I hope you can really see when we push him off, it's his shoulder that runs into the side of the road first, okay? That's what makes this there. Shoulder in, shoulder out. So something we're getting a little bit more particular about today is his vertical flexion while we're pushing him off our leg like this, okay? I want him to be soft there in my hands, okay? Keep the top of that bridle below the saddle horn. It's real important, okay? There. I'm gonna push him off. That's a good boy. So now what I'm gonna do, now that we've kind of worked on both sides, I'm gonna push him off, maybe 2 or 3 times to the right, then 2 or 3 times to the left. I noticed today I'm not having to exaggerate anywhere near as much with this left hand or my right hand, okay, which is on my indirect rein. Okay, see how I was kind of pointing out the side to show you there? As it gets better, I can refine that where I don't have to exaggerate it so much for him, okay? He'll start kind of picking that up on his own. There. There, it's a good boy. So I pushed him off 3 times to the right. They were all pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and do 3 or 4 times to the left. Now when I say 3 or 4 times, if he was struggling with it, I'll do it 8 times, whatever it takes, okay? See how he kind of wandered off the trail? Don't kick him, don't get after him. He's not trying to be bad, he's just getting off my leg, okay? He's being a good boy. Not unhappy with this horse at all today. That's a good boy. Wait, so right here, there. What was I waiting on? Waiting on that softness in his space. So when I'm doing this, how I kind of learn this is I used to think to myself, okay, step 1, get the feet. If the feet aren't moving, if the feet aren't doing shoulder in, shoulder out, who cares that his head's doing shoulder in, shoulder out? You get what I'm saying? So get the feet first, and then worry about the horse's face, okay? So we're trotting him back to this side of the road, and I'm gonna push him off again. That's a good boy. Yes, really, really good right there. There. Now I'm gonna push him off my right leg. Now here in a couple rides, what we'll start doing there, when he softens, vertically turn loose. In a couple rides, what we'll start doing is we'll start just pushing him from side to side, okay? When they're first learning that, and you push them side to side, you're kind of trying to train both brains at the same time. It's a little easier for a horse, especially a new horse, okay? If you'll just teach one side of the brain at a time. So I'll go at least 2 or 3 one way, and then go the other direction, okay? So we're just about done with our transitions. We're kind of wandering off the road here a little bit. Got a front end alignment problem. There. There, I'm just gonna sit down and relax and see if he'll walk on his own, and he did. And then we'll let him be.
Ever wanted to own a champion? Clinton Anderson, world-class horse trainer and competitor, has been spotting and developing promising horses into greatness for decades. Now, he is offering an exclusive ownership opportunity to create champion horses. Introducing Clinton Anderson's Performance Partnership. In this exclusive program, you and Clinton will co-own a top-tier performance horse that will be meticulously trained and cared for by Clinton Anderson himself. This isn't just an investment, it's a first-hand experience of horsemanship excellence. With Clinton's help and advice, you'll choose the horse that resonates with your ambitions, and Clinton takes the reins from there. From training to stabling, from the practice arena to the winner's circle, Clinton's unwavering dedication ensures that your equine athlete reaches its full potential. This partnership is about more than business. It's about a shared passion for equestrian excellence. And Clinton Anderson isn't just your trainer, he's your partner, fully invested in every horse's success. Together, you'll share in the excitement, the prestige, and the profits. Membership is strictly limited to ensure each investor receives personalized attention and commitment. It's your chance to be part of an exclusive equine ownership community that combines the excitement of competition with the satisfaction of success. Don't miss your opportunity to join Clinton Anderson's Performance Partnership, a unique collaboration that transforms dreams into equine champions. Experience the heart of horsemanship excellence. Find out more at ClintonAndersonPerformanceHorses.com.
So now what we're going to do is we're just going to trot him back to the ranch. Okay. Now along the way, we're going to try to find some little opportunities to train on him and circle him and do some little things with him, take him on and off the side of the road, just kind of mess around with him a little. Let him see some of the world. That's what we're trying to do. That's the simplest way for me to put it. Okay. I like today, one of the big things, I hope you guys could really see this. One of the big things I liked, he wasn't nearly as worried about the sides of the road. I noticed that a lot when I was doing that shoulder in, shoulder out, that he wasn't eyeballing the side of the road. Kind of something that was getting me a little bit yesterday as I'd go to push him over. And, you know, when we get 5-10 feet away from that shoulder of the road, you know, he's kind of eyeballing it, kind of half wanting to snort at it. And when they're doing stuff like that, you know, you're kind of starting to fight a losing battle. You know, you're pushing him into something he's frightened of rather than just going ahead and addressing it. So right here, while we're kind of waiting on these cars, rather than just continue to sit and wait, I might trot him around this little bush right here. There we go. That's just going to help him bend his body, get a little bend in his rib. Now what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to turn him. Yep. I'm going to use a little my right leg, and I'm going to trot him off. That's what we call a 3/4 turn. Okay. So we've already got a little bit more shoulder control on this colt, but you'll start seeing that as we go on our other colts that we've got out here. You'll start seeing that pretty quickly, how that shoulder control will develop. Okay. A lot of people, like right there, when the horse whinnies out, they'll get kind of nervous about that. When I'm teaching clinics, I see this a lot. They'll get kind of nervous about that. And I understand in some ways the reason why is they feel like, okay, well, my horse is distracted. What's he going to do to me now? Okay. Something I'm always trying to encourage people to get through their heads is, remember, you're the driver. Okay. So when I get in my truck in the morning and I drive to the ranch, I don't think, what's the truck going to do to me now? Okay. It's what I'm going to do to it. How fast am I going to make it go? Am I going to stop? Am I going to turn? How many times am I going to put my blinker on? Am I going to put my windshield wipers on? Okay. I'm driving the vehicle. So when I'm riding a horse, I want to be that same way. I'm driving the vehicle. Okay. So see how we kind of found a couple little bushes here? We'll trot around them. I'm gonna trot one little figure eight, and then I'm gonna leave it. There you go. Just being a little creative. Yeah, that's a good boy. Now, I really like this. When I'm trotting him, he's got that, oh, come on. Jeff, I know what's down here. You're not fooling anybody. We're gonna lope circles and we're gonna hustle and we're gonna burn calories. Why do you wanna do this? Okay, don't you have something else to do? Love that. I don't like riding a horse that I feel like has its own agenda. Meaning it's got some secret destination it's in a hurry to get to that I don't know about, okay? I love it, okay? Like here to kind of see this experiment here. When I kind of stop riding him, see him kind of slowing that trot down, slowing down, and then he walks, okay? And that's even with him distracted. That's even with the little whinny off like that. That's the perfect point what I'm trying to make there. When I kind of quit going, he's like, okay, hey, listen, that suit me too, okay? Now, does that mean he's broke? We're done? Certainly not, but it's a good sign, okay? I'll take all those little positives wherever I can get them. Our horses don't need to be perfect every day. They just need to get better. As long as he gets better every day, we're heading in the right direction, okay? One of Clinton's mentors, Ian Francis, says it like this. He says it's like putting $1 deposits in the bank. You can't get rich overnight. You just keep making those dollar deposits till you got something pretty cool going on. Now what I'm gonna do is when I kind of get up here by this little washout, I'm gonna kind of sit down and relax a little bit, bend him around, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let him walk in. There. There we go. Good boy. Number one mistake I see people make when they're starting colts. Man, this is a hard one to nail down to just one. There's a lot, if I'm being honest with you. And this kind of changes depending on people's experience level. So it's a little hard for me to narrow it down for one. So I'm going to go ahead and give you sort of a couple big things that stick out to me. Number one, you got to be physically able, okay? You need to be able to get on a colt without a mounting block. You need to be agile to move around the round pen. You know, have you seen some of the colt starting footage that we've done in the past where we saddle horses and they're bucking all over the place and running after you and that sort of thing? You know right away, you got to be somewhat athletic to do this, okay? I'm not Michael Jordan by a long shot, but I'm athletic enough to save my own life in the round pen, all right? So that's one thing. The next big thing, and you got to be honest with yourself here. Do you have enough experience with trained horses doing the fundamentals level of the method to be starting colts? This is a hard pill to swallow, and people kind of, you know, they get their upper lip a little stiff when I say stuff like this. Jeff's picking on me about this. But the reality is a lot of people don't have any business starting colts. You don't have enough experience. If you're struggling, you know, if you've got a 10-year-old gelding that's broke to death, been shown, retired, and you've got him and you struggle, you tell me, Jeff, I'm not confident enough to canter this horse on a loose rein, you got no business starting a colt. This is something you'll hear Clinton say a lot, and I love this, and I've added to it a little bit. He said one of the greatest things about starting a colt is it's like a blank canvas. And what I added to that is, yes, if you have a blank canvas, you'd better be an artist. Okay? If you're not an artist, forget the blank canvas, all right? A lot of people hear that, and I think they think to themselves, you know what, Clinton's right. He's a blank slate. He's only going to learn the things that I teach him. How awesome is that? And it is. That's fantastic. But what happens when you don't know how to guide them? What happens when you're not a confident rider and you're not comfortable doing the groundwork or you're not athletic enough to get this done? Now what do? We're just setting the colt up for failure. Most horses, okay, most colts in particular, don't want to be criminals, okay? Like the colts that we've been starting in Arizona here, they all want to be good little citizens. There's nothing wrong with not even one of them, okay? But the reality is they don't know how to be. They don't know how to be confident and lope down the trail and quiet and let you stand on their back and crack whips and load in the trailer and stand for the horseshoer. They don't know any of that stuff. It's our job to teach it to them. So you can only imagine if one of us is not confident enough to guide this young horse. Think of it literally like that. You're guiding him through his lifespan as a colt here, okay? If you don't have enough confidence to get that done or the ability to get that done, colt starting is probably not for you, and you should just seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with admitting and saying, hey, I'm not cut out for this. You know, I love when Clinton says the safest way to start a colt is make somebody else do it. Okay, get somebody who's a professional to come out there and do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Believe me, you're not setting a horse up for failure by not being the first person to be on the horse's back. I'm telling you right now, the colt's not going to love you any less just because you let me ride him first, okay? But it'll be a lot safer for you, all right? So that was a long way of coming around to kind of a couple of big things, but I hope that answers the question.
Want more? Get more. The No Worries Club is the best way to get the most out of your training experience. Stick around to find out more.
So when you're learning the advanced level of my method, you're getting into more collection, like teaching a horse to do collected lead departures, teaching him to slide to a stop, teaching him to move off your legs, side pass, 2-track, 5 body parts, back in circles. The advanced level is where we really put all the finesse together in the program and get a really well-rounded broke horse. Okay? In the advanced level on the method, you're challenging your horse at a greater distance between you and him to move his feet forwards, backwards, left and right, backing him up from 30 feet away, side passing him from 30 feet away, getting him to where he's almost ready for liberty. Liberty is where the horse is basically bonded to you. There's no halter, there's no lead rope. He just wants to be with you. Well, how you get a horse to do that is you put him through my fundamental, intermediate, and advanced level of the method on the ground. So if you are a No Worries Club Premium Club member, you'll have access to the advanced level 24/7.
Hey mate, Clint Anderson here. For the past 20 years, I've devoted my life to creating the best training tools and videos available to help bring my method to you. But there's only one problem. You can't bring your TV into the arena. That's why we've been hard at work developing a new platform to deliver the method to you in a whole new way. A way that brings 20 years of horsemanship and puts it in the palm of your hand. Introducing the mobile method. It's part of the new Down Under digital experience, and it makes learning the method easier than ever before. Let me show you how it works, mate.
Now you can always have access to the method, even when you're on the go or at the barn. The Down Under Horsemanship app gives you access to your digital training kits and allows you to download videos and training content directly to your mobile device or view them on your computer. The Down Under Horsemanship app also offers over 86 hours of free, in-depth training content. No Worries Club members will have full access to Clinton's ever-growing training library and a massive amount of members-only features and information. And the best part is, you can view and interact with each lesson on your mobile device or computer, giving you ultimate access to the method anytime and any place.
The method is the key to getting the most out of your partnership with your horse. We want everybody to experience the difference it will make. That's why we created 3 new ways for you to get the training content you need at the price you want. Our basic level allows you to purchase and download training content to your device at our standard price with no annual fee. When you become a No Worries Club member for $19.99 a month, you get up to 50% discount on any of your purchases. Plus, you get 8 digital videos and 4 digital journals a year and access to the No Worries Club website, the largest collection of method material and resources in the world. Plus, you can become part of our social network and chat with thousands of other folks just like you. If you want the ultimate experience, mate, the premium membership is for you. You get all the benefits of the No Worries Club, a printed copy of our No Worries Club quarterly journal, and access to all of the method and the professional series kit training videos. Altogether, that's thousands of dollars of horse training and 20 years of horsemanship delivered right to your fingertips. So there you have it, folks. The new Mobile Method app is the easiest and most effective way to deliver the maximum amount of knowledge at a minimal amount of time. And with the new No Worries Club, you can be assured you're going to get exactly what you need at a price that's right for you. It's a free download, so what are you waiting for, mate? Get started today.
Start your digital training experience today. Visit our website and download the Down Under Horsemanship app to experience the method in a whole new way.